Algorand is showing some signs that it is getting ready to blast off. There's possibly still a few more days that you can still get on this before it does start to blast off to the upside. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Road Dog Crypto. My name is Lane, and I'm sharing a gem pick with you today. Algorand showing some excellent signs that it's getting ready to do something big. Now, I want to point out that there doesn't seem to be any hurry to just jump in at the moment, so we want to go down to some smaller time frames to narrow in an entry. But let me show you what I've got on the daily. It's making this move so interesting. Measured moves for this pattern has a 55% chance to break out to the upside. We have the standard measured move, which would take us up to this 200-day EMA area right here, about 49.5 cents, just right below 50 cents. And as you guys may know, I'm a big fan of Thomas Bukowski, who does all the statistics that you hear about on the pattern trading. He is the godfather in my mind of pattern trading, and his measured move calculation would take us up to this area right here at 44.72, that area, just right under 45 cents. So the quick shot for anyone playing this on the daily, there's our targets. Now, what about getting in on this trade, you ask? And that's where we will go down to the smaller time frames. But before we take that step, let's take a quick look at our daily indicators to see what's going on. Now, MACD is kind of in a tricky situation, but you see it's not committed to making this cross. It's actually got the duckbill thing going on, so it can eventually cross to the downside for a little bit of a retest, a little bit of a reset, or it could just kind of glide right off of there. RSIs are still looking good, but there is a chance that this RSI could break down out of this and could come back down to these lower areas as a reset. However, it's looking like it's going to take another leg up, and that's what we're hoping to play here. So watch the RSI, make sure it does not break this trend line to keep this trade in play. The stochastic RSI should be bouncing from this position. We got VWAP coming up, money flow is headed down, and it is possible that it would break down past this and then do a reset. If so, this is going to take a little bit longer than a day or two to play out. The key thing that we are looking for is for it to hold support on this trend line. If we close a candle below this line, then this trade setup will be invalid. We'd be looking for downward action, but this line is holding very well, just wicking down below, and we're hoping to catch another wick just a little bit under to get in probably around 33 cents. And now we can go to the smaller time frames for an entry setup. All right, guys, here we are on the 4 hour, and we're holding this area very well, this top of this trend line. We've got to hold this trend line and looking for a bounce there. Keep an eye on your moving averages, make sure that we're doing fine there. We bounced off of this yellow one, that's the 200 EMA, great sign that we're staying in a positive move here. Got some good signs on Market Cipher pointing us upward on the 4 hour. Got a bullish cross on the MACD on the 4 hour pointing toward the upside. RSIs are coming in at 47. We'll flip 50. That will definitely be a good sign that the bulls are more into control here. This is the retest of this trend line. This is not the breakout. This is the retest. This is the area that seasoned traders look at to jump back into a breakout trade after confirming that it is not a bull trap. A bull trap would continue on down and would trick us all. So stop losses need to be in place on this. I would put stop losses under 33 cents as a most conservative one. And we want to make sure that this parabolic line right here holds as well. Those are the things to watch out for on this trade. If we see those things going south, breaking those lines, we might want to consider backing out. But as it stands, we're looking good for some major upside. Now, this could be a possible entry for someone looking for a long-term hold. That's actually part of my strategy on this as well. Because on the weekly chart, we are at a bottom and we're bouncing from that bottom. It's made a double bottom on here. So we're looking for some upward action, and actually we could be looking up to about 67, 68 cents. I just drew that weekly resistance line there at right at 70 cents as a possible target for this next move. And if you turn on the VRVP, you can see that it's pretty smooth selling up to about that point as far as the nodes go. So when this thing pops, that's where I'm expecting it to finally stop, is around 70 cents. And just depending on what's going on in the market, we can look at it to see if there's possible upside from there. But that is where my final target will be on this. Now, you can also use this tool, the VRVP, on the smaller time frames to help you figure out some entry points too. And so you can mark this area there and this area right there as excellent points to get in. We're looking anywhere from 33 cents and possibly a breakdown here where it might find support about 34 cents before taking a break. We're basically drawing a smaller pattern on this smaller time frame, which is a symmetrical triangle, and those go a little wishy-washy, right? So that's one reason why I'm expecting it to come back down, kind of touch here, but we could expect some action like this before we actually do our official bounce off of this level, and that will probably be another day or two, so keep an eye on this. This setup has everything that I look for a very good trade. No guarantees that it's going to play out excellently, but it's got everything that sets up that tells me that it is worth taking a shot for this one to bounce and then eventually come up here to the 70-cent mark. Great opportunity to form a moon bag if you get in at 35 cents or below. Opportunities are out here. You got to find them. Be very cautious about what you get into. Know the warning signs to look to jump out. And I believe I've covered that with you. Until next time, be blessed. And remember, you got this. I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friend.